October 13th, 3:02 p.m. right in co-law offices. You know, I'm glad we found the urn and all, but poor Mr. Delight got arrested again! Well, supposedly Mr. Delight was in the CEO's office when the murder occurred. No way! I just don't buy it! Oh, she said, no way, Jose. But the one who proved that Mr. Delight was there, it was Mr. Nick himself, at least from what I can understand. Looks like you did a good job. You did too good of a job this time, Nick. Well, how about we get started looking into the KB security murder? I think I'm going to head back to Karain Village for a little while, if that's alright. Sure, but why? I'm going to bring the sacred urn back and have some people take a look at it. Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll go with... No, Mystic Mai, you should stay here. I want you to dispense some special quality time together, full of love and happiness. Maybe Pearls is so caught up in her fantasy, she forgot that there's a murder to solve. Sacred urn, give it to Pearls. Now remember, no fighting. Wow. Okay, Nanako. She's gone. Okay, Nick, time to get... Oh, excuse me. Time to get going on this murder investigation. Play that funky jam music now. Play that funky murder mystery music. That's what we call this jam. Murdery mystery music. MMM. So what do we do now? Well, isn't it obvious? We should get out there and investigate the murder. Well, first we need to find out exactly where KB Security is located. Hey, why don't we go ask Mr. Delight, or Mrs. Delight? She should know. Besides, I want to ask her some stuff about motorcycles. Motorcycles. You're not thinking of getting one, are you? I'm not the same little Maya who used to be happy with their dinky little bike, Nicky boy. Speaking of asking around, I've got a few questions of my own for Miss Delight. Okay, well, let's make sure to go to the detention center too. Oh, it said Mr. I didn't see it. This music is so funky, so catchy. You must be relieved we got the sacred urn back, huh? You bet. But there's something a little different about it. Don't at me, it's pretty obviously, isn't it? I mean, take a look at it. It clearly says one. I said one. It clearly says I am on the urn in the poster. The urn we got back says Ami, like it always used to be. Oh yeah, you're right. Plus the vase has pink splotches on it now. I'm sure they weren't there before. Maya doesn't know, but 1 year ago when the urn was broken, the repairer accidentally turned the Mystic Ami name into I am. And that repairer was one mechanically unskilled little Pearls. But still, I don't remember ever seeing pink splotches on it. I'm sure Pearls will find out about that once she gets back to Karain Village. I suppose, now that I think about it, Maya hasn't been back to Karain Village in some time. Let's ask her about it. So, I guess people still go to Karain Village to do their training, right? Yep, if you want to become a spirit medium, you need to undergo severe training. So why haven't you been training lately, Maya? Well, lately I've been thinking of heading to the channeling dojo to do just that. A channeling dojo? Sounds pretty serious, whatever that is. If you're going to train, you have to be serious, otherwise real tragedies can happen. Is that what happened last year? Oh, is what happened last year still bothering you? That murder in her village, it happened because the power of channeling was misused. When a medium uses the Karain technique, she temporarily loses her own will. So when an especially strong spirit is summoned, the spirit medium can get taken over and even forced to commit terrible crimes. What's worse is, in those cases, the spirit medium has no memory of what happened. Bang! Bang bang, bang bang, bang bang. That murder, it wasn't your fault, Maya. You know that, right? I suppose not, but I guess I'm still a bit shaken up, that's all. Sounds like being the master of the crane is going to be a heavy responsibility. I love this music. I love the music. I love the music. Let's go to the detention center, or we can go to the Master's hide. Yeah, we gotta go to the Master's hideout. Definitely. Oh, Nicky boy, Maya! Mr. Light! All I wanted to do was help my dear Ronnie. Yeah, but I guess it ended up hurting his case. Don't say that, Nick. She doesn't need your help beating herself up. Hey, Nicky boy, please help Ronnie. He's not a killer, I swear. My Ronnie wouldn't hurt a fly. Alright, I'll poke around and see what I can find out. Really? Are you serious? Oh, I'm so happy. I knew asking for your help was the right thing to do. I don't know what I can do to help anymore. I had no idea Miss Delight has such a vulnerable side. Mr. Ron Delight. Listen carefully, Nicky boy. My Ronnie would never kill someone. I don't think he would either, Nick. But you have to admit, he's got a bit of a temper on him. It's not that hard to imagine him just snapping and screaming, "Please die!" He would never say that. Anyway, Mr. Light, he might not be a killer, but he's still going around saying that he's a thief. I already told you, that's just a fantasy for him. Mr. Light, I hate to say it, but you're the one living in the fantasy world. What? How dare you say that to me, Nicky boy? I know everything about my Ronnie. What? We don't have any secrets between us. Ronnie isn't the thief type. He's so honest that he wouldn't even sneak a nap. He's so honest that he wouldn't even steal a glance. Thief? Ha! The very idea. It makes me laugh. I guess I just don't get it. Huh? Get what? I just don't understand how they can be so different and yet be such a happy couple. They sure are different. Come on, Nicky boy. It's not that mysterious, is it? It was love at first sight for me, anyway. What? For you? Love at first sight. Because he had the money, he had the cars, he had the clothes. I hate these kind of people more than anything. You mean ace detectives? No, I'm fine with ace detectives. Oh, so then you must mean thieves. No, they're alright too. I just hate thieves that pretend to be ace detectives. There's nothing I hate more than cowardly men. By the way, why did you go to Detective Abby's office anyway? Well, as the trial went on, I started to get more and more nervous. I wanted to try to find out more about the real criminal. The real criminal? Yes, obviously the real Master is not my Ronnie, right? Yeah. Detective Atme knew more about Master than anyone else. They mentioned him on the Great People of the Town segment. So then you went there to ask them some questions? That's right. I'll do whatever it takes to save my man. His secretary said the ace detective isn't in right now. But I forced my way past her into his hideout. Wait. Secretary? The bag was sitting right there on top of the table. He had a secretary? Oh yeah, we saw that bag there yesterday too. There's nothing lower than someone who would try to pin a crime on someone else. Let's talk about KB Security. Mr. Light, do you know about KB Security? Don't be silly, of course I do. That's where my Ronnie works. She still thinks he still works there, huh? According to what we heard today. Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron Delight was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard. That's interesting. But he quit. He doesn't work there anymore. When did he quit? It looks like Mr. Light doesn't know. KB Security is only about 20 minutes away by motorcycle, that is. Larry told me it takes 30 minutes by car. Well, I have to admit, I tend to fly pretty fast on my bike. To make it to KB Security that fast, are you sure you are literally flying? Why don't I give you a ride sometime? Or better yet, how about now? No, I'll pass. Thanks. Suggestive themes, man. Suggestive themes right there. Why don't you just tell us where it is and we'll go ourselves? What a scaredy cat you are, Nick. Mr. Light told us that the location was KB security. Let's head over there right away, Nick. Love at first sight. Let's read about this. So was it really love at first sight? Well, maybe not at first sight, but Ronnie saved my life. Saved your life? I was at work one day when 2 robbers certainly rushed in. Well, I'm not the kind to just curl into a little ball in the corner, so I fought back. Robbers? They took me hostage. I was so frightened. They were both carrying these huge knives and I broke down into tears. Yeah, I would too if I were in that situation. Oh, I think I get it. Did Mr. Delight come running to save you? Yep, exactly. I remember he looked so handsome in that guard uniform of his. He went right up to those 2 knife-wielding robbers and screamed in their faces. Damn, she was wearing a different uniform at the time. Please stop it! He screamed. I can see the robber's face turn pale. The high-pitched shriek of his does have a surprisingly strong effect on people. Then crying and swinging his arms like crazy, he attacked the 2 robbers. All by himself. He came to save me, a total stranger. All by himself. He was so scared that he was crying and shaking, but he still risked his life for me. Wow, that's a great story. Yes, he may not look it, but in a tough situation, there's no one better. That's why I fell in love with him like I did. That's so romantic. I fall in love too, I guess. Nick, I hope you'll do the same for me if I ever get taken hostage. Was Maya? That possibly always seems to loom in the not so distant future. Nope. It's true, she always seems to get kidnapped in like all these games. There's always like something that happens to Maya. We have to either, you know, protect her from trial or rescue her. And I have a feeling it's gonna happen again this game. Alright, I guess we should move to KB Securities. Going to the CEO's office. October 13th, KB Security, CEO's office. Let's do this. So I guess this is where it all went down. The walls in here look thick, just like you expected a CEO's office. What has that got to do with anything? Hey, it's you guys! Oh, detective, it's you. Today was a real train. Dun, 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 dun. Come on, guys, you know it. Dun, 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 dun. It's Gumshoe to the rescue. Sure was, pal. That prosecutor made real fools out of us. Yeah, I fell for you. Oh, that's not like you at all. I thought you'd be more like, oh, that was great. You guys got what you deserve, pal. Or something to that effect. Do I really sound like that to you, pal? If Gumshoe fits, if the gumshoe fits. Well, anyway, the point is I can tell when someone puts their heart into their jobs. I can sympathize when things don't go your way. Sometimes I felt like wrong is the only way things go for us detectives. Well, I had no idea Detective Gumshoe was such a nice guy. Now, if this little love fest is over, maybe we can start investigating. What happened? Detective Gumshoe, tell us about the murder that took place. Okay, but the thing is, I'm really not supposed to. Things are really working against us right now and we need help. Okay, I'll tell you. Just don't start crying on me, okay, pal? Okay, I won't cry on you, pal. The victim's name is Kane Bullard. This dude looks like a Japanese businessman. He was the CEO of a KB Security and a pretty big fella in his own right. His corpse was discovered at 9 this morning. His estimated time of death was 1 in the morning on October 12th. Cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head, probably an object in his room. It happened at exactly the same time that Master Mask was stealing the urn, huh? Autopsy report added to the court record. So why did it take almost an entire day to discover the body? There's a good explanation for that one. Bullet's body was stashed away inside the safe. Whoa! It's pretty big. Nobody had heard from him, and when they opened the safe this morning, he came out. So the body fell out. That white string must be the shape from when he fell out. Yep. I think we still need more information about Billard. Maybe you could start by getting the man's name right. So, what happened to Master Mask? Excuse me, I got the yawning action. Like I said, like a couple of parts ago, I took some Benadryl, and that stuff is getting to me. I'm a little bit drowsy. He's at the detention center, screaming like a madman. Investigate me again, he keeps yelling. Oh, I didn't mean him. He's not the real thief anyway, right? Oh, you mean that detective at me? Oh, that was great. That guy got what he deserved. No, that's the detective I know and love. Think about it. Atney was always around when the calling card showed up. But he always mysteriously disappeared when the heist took place. I was hiding at the crime scene. Yeah, right. That's the lamest thing I've ever heard. That's how you just knew he was the thief. That would explain how he was able to retrieve the stolen item he keeps bragging about. And he just did that to make himself look like a great detective after all. There's one thing I can't seem to figure out about his first heist. His first heist? Yeah, the Tear of Imanon. The Tear of Immonen. There was a witness on that one too. Excuse me, I don't know how to pronounce that. Immonen. I say the newspaper clipping. Since the thief is already under arrest, you guys can keep it. The gem and the thief. Hey, this guard here. Haven't I seen him before? It's pretty small, so it's kind of hard to see, but now that she mentions it. Let's look at it. I wonder who that guard is. It could be Junpei. I said Junpei. It could be Larry Butts. Alright, I got the newspaper clipping. Let's ask about Prosecutor Godot. That prosecutor, I really don't like that guy. The way he used our own evidence to do that to Mr. Delight? Yeah, I think he did it that way just because he knew it'd hurt more. That's what my gut tells me anyway. So who is that Java addicted masked maniac anyway? Prosecutor Godot? He's quite the enigma, huh? The thing is, pal, I never even heard of the guy before. He just showed up one day at the prosecutor's office, came out of nowhere. That's right, he said this was his first time as a prosecutor. And it's true, according to the records anyway. But there's no way he's an amateur. He's an Iceman in court, a maverick that gives me goosebumps. Goosebumps? Yeah, I knew something was off about him, so I asked around. Nobody would talk to me. They all just turned the other way. Poor Detective Gumshoe, I had no idea you were so unpopular. No, that's not what I meant. That Godot guy acts like he knows me and has a grudge against me. I get the feeling he's hiding some kind of dark secret. Watch he actually be like one of the murderers here in this game. That'd be crazy. Well, it wouldn't be that crazy. I mean, the first game's prosecutor was a murderer. So I think that's it for Gumshoe. I think what we want to do is start examining some of this stuff in the background. Let's examine the case, or the safe first of all. Ew! When I think about it, a dead guy was laying in here all night. Oh, by the way, don't bother asking about fingerprints. None were here. Well, somebody opened this safe on the night of the crime, right? And so? Well, if Mr. Bullard's body was hidden in here, it must mean that it was opened by either the killer or the victim, right? Oh, yeah, I guess so. Oh, I got some bad news for you, pal. Are you ready? Oh, no. Okay, shoot. Opening this baby is no piece of cake. There are only a few people who know how to open this safe. Yeah, and everyone that knows how to open this safe had airtight alibis. Everyone except one. And I'm almost afraid to ask. Former security chief, Ron DeLight. What? Ron DeLight, he was a security chief? Or chief? Excuse me. Ron, so he knew how to open the safe, huh? Yeah, sorry for running on your parade there, pal. Damn it. Let's look at this red book, this blue book. Check out this big, thick binder here. Leave the heavy lifting to me, Nick. Reading a file isn't exactly back-breaking work, just a little hard on the eyes. Ah, what did you find out, Nick? This file is not about any sort of security operations or anything. This huge file is all about Master Mask. It's filled with info on him. What? What kind of info? It's filled with incredibly detailed information about his methods and his crime scenes. Hey Nick, look at the last page. It's a list. Let's see, tier of Eminon, $100,000. This looks like a list of all the treasures that Master Mask stole. So then, $100,000 is the value of the stolen item? I don't know. That number sounds kind of low to me. I think I better secretly make a copy of this list. Alright, looks like we got Kane's list added to the court record. That's good, I guess. Dig it, 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 dig it. Huh. Is there anything else we didn't examine? The desk. This must be the CEO's desk. It's a lot simpler than I would have thought. Hey, that looks like a super soft chair. Let me try it out just for a second. Ooh, nice. I feel just like a CEO. Or CEO, excuse me, damn. Whip me up a cup of coffee. Something really expensive. Ah, this is the life. The victim sat in that chair just before he was brutally killed, you know. Whoa! She got up quick. Oh my god, Maya is a trip. She is so fun to be with. I'm kind of glad she's still in this game. Hey, I guess we should examine the things on the ground, the outline. This rope. Do you think it fell out of the safe when it was open? So you mean, yeah, I think this string shows where and how the corpse was lying. You mean the victim, he was killed by being crushed by the safe door? Ooh, she can't be serious, can she? Anyway, let's examine this. Oh, there's a button here. Let's see. Whoa! 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 Cut it out! Don't press that! That was pretty funny. I never knew Detective Gunshoe could jump like that. What is this button anyway? It's an emergency buzzer. It says it right there on the panel. Oops, you're right. It's written right there. Nick, how many times have I told you to read the instructions first? This alarm is connected to the basement guard room. It's used to summon security up here. Really? It is possible on the night of the crime. So when the CEO was attacked, do you think that maybe he pressed the buzzer? Yeah, I thought about that, so I asked around there. But they said that the buzzer never went off that night. Also, we couldn't find any fingerprints on the buzzer. Mr. Bullard, the victim, wasn't wearing any gloves, by the way, just so you know. I think we better go and talk to the guard about this emergency buzzer. I guess we gotta go bring that to Ron DeLight in the detention center, which makes sense. Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. He was age 48. Let's ask Gumshoe about him. Detective Gumshoe, tell us more about Mr. Shane Bluebard. What? That's Kane Bullard, not Shane Bluebard, pal. Oh yeah, the victim in this case just doesn't make much of an impression on me. Well, you were the victim up until Mr. Bullard was found dead. Yeah, and his body wasn't discovered until this morning. Anyway, we don't have enough information. Can you help us out? Sorry, I'm actually a little confused myself. For some reason, I'm just blabbering like an idiot right now. Okay, Nick, now's our chance to get more info about the victim, so hurry up and ask. Well, I guess we unlocked the new conversational... Yup, we did. Can you tell us some more about Mr. Bullard? He was the CEO of KB Security, right? What kind of company is he anyway? Or company is it? Well, the company basically sends security teams out to buildings to guard them. Mr. Bullard must have had the chance to learn a lot of secrets during this kind of work, or doing this kind of work. Oh, and I don't know how to put this, but the guy was kind of a money grubber. Really? Me too, I just love money. I can't ever get enough. Please stop leaning in towards me like that. You aren't getting to my wallet. Anyway, it looks like he did some pretty shifty stuff to earn his millions. Oh, so that's my problem. I think I need to be more shiftier. Let me go already. Apparently he was involved in selling trade secrets between rival companies. Well, that's pretty dirty and underhanded. Yeah. KB Security used to head security operations against Master Maz. Okay. Really? Yeah, and after screwing up so many times, the company's reputation really took a nosedive. So it really was Bullard who sent Ron the blackmail letter, huh? That sucks. Dude, that really sucks. But right now, what we want to do is actually save our game, take a short break. I am getting a little bit lightheaded, and once we come back, we'll be back with more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. So I will see you guys very shortly.